everyone, this is Nancy Rebecca, and this is my series called The Dynamics of the Human Energy Field. And today, in this release, I'm talking about the Crown Chakra. So if you've been following along my videos, I've been talking about all the other chakras, so today it's about the Crown Chakra. At the end of the video, I'm going to lead you through maybe a little 10-minute meditation so that you can have your own experience with your own spiritual chakra. But let me tell you a little bit about the Crown Chakra. It's part of your human energy field. It's located at the top of your head. So your other chakras face forward and back. In the backs of the chakras is your free will. The fronts of your chakras, you receive information from your environment. The Crown Chakra is a little bit different in that it faces what I call the heavens, or faces the cosmos, the higher dimensions. So it faces upwards, and the other chakras face front and back. This chakra is also really super dynamic in that it is different than the other chakras. So your main chakras 1 through 6, those function off what's called duality. Duality is black and white. Things are either very literal black or very literal white. So that's kind of the dichotomy, the duality that the chakras work off of. We will determine in our other chakras if something is good for us or something is bad for us. Whether we hate something or we love something, whether something feels hot or it feels cold. So those are kind of the duality of opposites. So we can experience life through opposites and everything in between. But the Crown Chakra, so it's called the Crown Chakra because this is the crown of your head. This is the top of your head. And this is where that chakra is. So it's known as the 7th Chakra, or the 7th Energy Center, or the Crown Chakra. And just like all the other chakras, if you've heard my other videos before, I kind of use the symbology of a library. So you're going to open up when you're kind of in meditation or sitting with yourself. Your spirit's going to open up the chakra. The more open it is, the more information your spirit is gathering from that chakra. The more closed down it is, it just means you need a little bit of information. So your spiritual chakra is no different. When it's wide open, you're trying to gather a lot of spiritual information. And when it's closed down, you can be kind of disconnected from your own spirit. And you may not even feel very connected to God or the God of your heart. And so that's where that connection happens here. Now, the other thing that's quite different and unique about the Crown Chakra, it doesn't function on duality. It remembers that you are one with everyone. At a higher soul level, there is that kind of unity consciousness. You feel one. We can relate to what everybody's going through. I always tell people that I have this ability to walk in somebody else's shoes, to kind of get an impression of what someone might be going through. That's that kind of unity consciousness where we can really feel and experience where somebody else might be coming from. And we're sorely lacking that in our society right now, where, we just think we're just so dramatically different than the person next to us. But if you try to get to know them a little bit more, you find out that you might have a lot more in common than you realize. Even if you have opposing opinions, whether it's political or, about life lessons or religious beliefs and things like that. But at the spiritual chakra, that's where you can see your commonalities much easier. What kinds of material is stored in your spiritual library? Well, definitely your personality as spirit. When you travel or you're reincarnated and you choose another body, whether it's a male body or a female body, when you choose to come back again into another lifetime, you take your core personality with you. And so your core personality might be kind or caring or compassionate or just really funny, like a comedian. You can be really playful. You can be a good singer, and you can carry that through every lifetime with you. So that information is stored in your 7th chakra. Your life's purpose. Why are you here as spirit? Especially why are you here during a global pandemic of the coronavirus? It's like, why did I choose to come in during this kind of crisis on our planet? But it's like our spirit wants us to remember that we are an amazing soul, and that only, and we're a strong soul, and we needed strong souls on the earth during this time. And so often, we think ourselves, not worthy or less than, but when you tap into your spirit, to your crown chakra, that's where you get to see all the different aspects of yourself that are quite beautiful and dynamic and strong and versatile and expansive and kind and compassionate. So that's where your soul's personality and your purpose here on earth is stored. The other thing that's stored there are all of your past lives that you've lived before. So when you meditate, or when you sit in quiet and you tune into that crown chakra, you can ask your spirit to show you some of the past lives that you've lived before, and you can get impressions, or you can have an instinct about your past lives. The other thing, a lot of information is stored here from how you wish to connect with the God of your heart through maybe a religion, whether it's Christianity, or maybe it's through the Quran, or in Hinduism, or Sufism, Buddhism. There's all kinds of different ways that you may choose in this lifetime to express your relationship with God. And so all that information is stored up there as well. I loved it once when someone said to me, I wonder, what if we've been all different religions? What if we've chosen to come back in different bodies to experience all the religions of the world? And I thought, that would be pretty incredible if that was true. And so we do have all the different religions, spiritual beliefs. We have access to all of that up in our crown chakra. Now, in the other videos, I've talked about, when you open up the chakra wide open, you're accessing a lot of information, and when it's closed down, you just get a little bit of information. What, as a clairvoyant and as a nurse, what I've been noticing with the human energy fields that I have been tuning into and watching, and even my own energy field, I'm noticing that my crown chakra really wants to open up wide. Well, it wants to open up wide because it's trying to figure out what's going to happen in our future, what's going to happen next, what's going to happen in the world, what's going to happen to our economy, what's happening to the planet and to nature. And so we're really trying to access a lot of information because we are living in uncertain times, aren't we? We don't know what's going to happen. So the other thing about the crown chakra, that's where we store our dreams, our visions, our wishes, our desires are all stored up there. So what happens, when you're dreaming and you dream of maybe the career that you want, or maybe you want to learn how to ride a horse and you want to take horseback riding lessons. Maybe you want to climb Mount Rainier. Maybe you want to, I say Mount Rainier because that's the mountain in my town. Maybe it's Mount Everest. I think more people are familiar with Mount Everest. So the dream, whatever you dream, maybe you want to have 5 children. So whatever the dream is, it starts up here in the crown chakra. Well, then your dream moves down to the 6th chakra so you can visualize your dream. So you can imagine seeing your dream that you want to manifest. Then you move it down to the 5th chakra so that you can communicate the details about how you're going to manifest that. What kind of goals what kind of large goals do you need to set? What kind of small goals do you need to set? So let's say you want to climb Mount Everest, But then it's like, okay, well, I better start walking every day. Well, maybe I need to build up my muscles. Maybe I need to go do a lot of hikes in the mountains. Maybe I need to put a pack on that has a lot of weight in it so I can get myself familiar with carrying a lot of weight up the mountain and oxygen tanks and all that stuff. So it's like those are where the details come in. Your heart is your passion. It's like, this is my passion. I've always wanted to climb Mount Everest. So you're going to add your passion. And then as you go down each chakra, it adds different elements to the creation. There was a show, a movie that was released, gosh, I think it definitely was 20 years ago, called The Secret. And in The Secret, that's what they were saying, what do you want? You have the dream, but then to really be able to manifest the dream, you want to include all of your other chakras. The way that your spirit communicates to your body, remember, you have the unity consciousness that believes anything is possible. There's no limitations. Your potential is high for anything that you desire to do. But when it moves down to the other chakras, that's where that kind of duality comes in, where it's, where it starts kind of saying, okay, let's be reasonable here. You're 75 years old, and the likelihood of you becoming a NASA astronaut and flying to Mars is probably pretty unreasonable. And so, so that's where the body kind of comes in. It's like, let's put this in context. And so you do need all the other chakras to include feeling that you've already manifested it, that it is a reality, that you can make it happen. And it has to come all the way down to the root chakra so you can physically manifest it on the human plane, the earthly plane. But one of the biggest blocks that can happen in your 7th chakra is mental energy. And so when I'm looking at someone's energy field, sometimes the mental energy can look like maybe it's about, 2, 3, 6 inches, maybe even 12 inches thick of mental energy. So now you have this amazing dream, and it's like you just really want to manifest this dream, but it goes to that mental energy, and it's like, you can't even walk down to the corner grocery store and back. What makes you think you're going to climb Mount Rainier? You don't have any money in your bank account. It's going to cost you at least $100,000 to buy all the equipment. You can't do this. You can't even carry your own backpack or your purse. What makes you think you're going to be able to haul a big backpack with a tent and a sleeping bag? So that's where that mental energy starts kind of trying to break down, dissect, disintegrate your dreams. Those kind of negative mental energy. Now, I'm not saying, the mind does a beautiful thing to organize and help say, all right, you're 75, you're probably not going to go to Mars, and that's reasonable. But it can also be negative. It can dissect and it can break things down. Some people who are quite mental, sometimes I can actually see that mental energy built up like 50 feet thick of mental energy. And that's where people just can't stop thinking. They can't get their mind calmed down. Then they come to see somebody like me who's a clairvoyant, who's a healer. I look at that and I start running a little bit of healing energy through that area. That mental energy starts to kind of crumble and fall apart and break down. And then your spirit's able to get closer to you with that mental energy gone. And when that happens, all of a sudden, people feel like lighter and hopeful, and their mind calms down, and they think that I've just performed a miracle. But to me, it's just quantum physics. It's like, energy's moving or energy's not moving. It just comes down to that. And so, yeah, it can be quite simple. So in a couple of minutes here, I'm going to guide you through your own experience, because I believe that's the best way we learn, is not just by reading a book, but by reading the book and then taking action to maybe what we desire to do from what we just read. Action is a really important part for intuitive development and psychic development, any kind of development. Our bodies love to work, loves to have challenge, loves to problem solve puzzles, and loves to take action and see if we can do it. Failure is another huge thing that helps us to grow and to learn. So we can't fail if we don't try. All right, so off my soapbox a little bit there. So let's go ahead and Let me help you create your own experience. So go ahead and close your eyes. And I always like to ask you to just say hello to your body. Your body is a living, breathing, caring, feeling, solid human body. Likes to be acknowledged. Just say hello to your body. And say hello to your spirit. So you are a spirit having a human experience. So just send a little bit of love to your spirit and allow your spirit to send you a little bit of love back. Nice. Your spiritual chakra is a very high vibration. So it's helpful to be well grounded before you tune in and do any work with your spiritual chakra. So go ahead and you can either imagine that you're a tree with a deep root system that's going to go 4,000 miles deep into the core of the earth, or you can come up with another image, maybe a waterfall or a rainbow or crystals or a steel pipe or goats or horses. You can use any image that you want. So go ahead and be playful and imaginative and create the image that you want to anchor yourself to the core of the earth. Not only does your grounding help stabilize your energy field, just like a trunk with roots can stabilize a tree in a 200-mile-an-hour wind, your grounding, no matter what image it is, helps really stabilize your energy field and your body. But it also serves as a drain to release excess, overwhelming energies. So right now, if you're feeling overwhelmed with the fear going on in the world, or the grief, or confusion, or uncertainty, go ahead and just start letting yourself release it right down your grounding to the center of the earth, so that all that worry and stress and strain can be recycled back into usable energy. And even though we're simply spending a few seconds on this, you can do this anytime throughout the day to ground yourself, to feel settled, and to release excess energy, to feel calm. So now I want you to imagine an issue that you might be concerned about right now. So it could be a relationship issue, it could be a work issue, it might be a money issue, it might be a dream that you want to manifest, or maybe you had an argument with your partner, husband, wife. And imagine that you're holding that issue in your hands, and even with your eyes closed, I want you to just tip your chin down, like you're looking down at the problem below you, or that you're even looking down at your feet, not with your real eyes, but with your imaginary eyes. And just feel into that issue while your chin is to your chest and you're looking down. right, so let's create a different experience now. And you're sitting there with your eyes closed. Now lift your chin up or even face up the heavens and imagine raising your issue that's in your hands. You're going to raise it up above your hands and you're looking up. Now think about the same issue. What does that feel like? All right, go ahead and let that issue kind of surrender it up to the divine, the God of your heart. Just let it go. Let it float straight up and just ask to have it come into balance and have a healing and have resolution come. So that's kind of what surrendering it up is. When you're holding it tight, you're looking down, it's like you're trying to problem solve with only your lower chakras. If you're raising it up or imagining raising it up and you're looking up towards the heavens, it's like you're giving that issue up. You're getting that hope, that higher spiritual perspective to illuminate the issue to help you problem solve. All right, that's one experience. Now I'm going to ask you to float your consciousness to above your head, float up into your crown chakra, your spiritual chakra, and sense what your spiritual chakra feels like to you. If it feels tight, then just move a little bit higher because you may be sitting in the mental energy. Just float a little bit higher above the mental energy to feel and experience the expansiveness of your own spiritual chakra. Now imagine that you can look back at the top of your head and see if you can sense any mental energy around. And for me, mental energy kind of looks like metal. So you might see metal structure or metal plates or discs or squares or metal triangles. But whatever metal, just imagine that's that mental energy. And you're going to take golden healing energy, rinse through your crown chakra to dissolve that mental energy in your 7th chakra. Just with ease and effortlessness, you're going to dissolve that mental analysis. Whew, that feels nice. I can feel that all the way where I am. All that releasing of mental energy. So you can go back and clear more mental energy, but I just want you to have one more experience before we finish up the video. Up in your 7th, about 3 to 4 feet high, it's called your divine rings. There's actually 3 golden rings there. And so just see if you can sense your own divine rings. That's where you connect with God. The God of your heart or goddess or creator or supreme being, whatever you want to call it, that's where you connect with that higher source of wisdom. So if it's cloudy, go ahead and use some of that beautiful golden healing energy to clear off your connection to God. And then imagine you can float right up into those golden rings and you're going to stretch your arms, your imaginary arms, or you can use your real arms to raise above your head. And imagine that the divine, the God of your heart, is reaching their energetic, ethereal hands down. I apologize for the dog barking in the background. imagine the hands from heaven reaching down and grasping your hands. That's where your connection happens, right there in your crown chakra. Now allow that divine essence, your connection to the God of your heart, to just infuse your crown chakra, and then just let that infusion of the divine just move right down through your entire body. All right, so thank your spirit for participating in the meditation. Thank your body for sitting still. Thank the God of your heart for reaching out and letting you know you're not alone out there, that you are loved and that you are supported. And then whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes again. So that's the crown chakra. So just one little lesson I didn't want to forget to share with you, that there's a misconception out there for spiritual seekers. This is what I've noticed working with energy, the human energy field. There's this misconception that the more open your spiritual chakra is, the more spiritual you are, and that just simply is not true. What happens when your crown chakra is really open wide, you can get headaches, you can feel foggy headed, you have so much light that's coming into your crown that it can be kind of hard on the nervous system. It can cause you to feel a little bit on edge. And you float. So when the crown chakra is open, you move up out of your body into your crown chakra. When your crown chakra closes down, you move down into your body, your spirit does, but you're still connected to the divine. There was something else I wanted to say about that. Wow. It just totally left me. So, I know. So why would you want your crown chakra open? Well, if you're in church and you're talking to God and you're praying, or you're at a mosque,